Welcome to the book reading program of 3ABN Australia Radio. Does your faith need a boost? Do you think that miracles only happened in Bible times? Think again. Compiled by Remnant Publications, the book Get Ready for a Miracle recounts true stories that prove that when we step out in faith, God displays His power in undeniable ways. Here is our reader, Colville Smith.
This story is entitled $50,000. Romans chapter 1 verse 17 says, "For in it the righteousness of God is revealed from faith to faith, as it is written, the just shall live by faith." It was a critical point in Remnant Publications history, a point when we believed God wanted us to grow our publishing ministry. To accomplish that, we needed a saddle stitcher which staples together magazines and pamphlets. We went to a printing show in Chicago where we found a German company that sells those machines. They told us that since we were a ministry, they would sell us the demonstration model they had on the show floor for $20,000 less than the usual price. We would also save several $1,000s in freight by shipping the machine from Chicago to Michigan rather than all the way from Germany. Still, the cost was $125,000. We made the 10% down payment, but before they would deliver the saddle stitcher and assemble it in our plant, we needed to pay another $50,000. We quickly began raising funds and praying. We called donors who love what Remnant does and asked them to help. We received a couple $100 here and there, but nowhere near the $50,000 we needed. The company representative would call from time to find out how our funds were coming along. Each time I had to tell him we were not ready to buy. Meanwhile, the stitcher remained in storage. Finally, after about 90 days, I said to the sales rep, "Listen, we will buy a saddle stitcher from you, but I can't tell you when. If you need to sell this machine, go ahead. I don't want to hold you up." "I appreciate that," he said, "because we do have another buyer." We agreed to stay in touch. About 30 days later, the rep called again. "You'll never believe it, but we have another machine available just like the one you wanted. It's brand new, still in the crate. A customer ordered it and paid the shipping for it, but then something happened and they couldn't afford the machine. We will bring it to your place, put it together and train your staff on how to use it, all for free." The assembly and training alone could cost $10,000, so this was a good deal. But of course, we still needed to make that $50,000 payment. "That's great," I said. "How soon do I need to get back to you?" "We can only hold it for a few days," the rep told me. That was on a Friday. On Monday, my secretary came into the office. Her face was white. "I think you need to look at this letter," she said, holding out an envelope. I opened the envelope to find a note from an older woman in the South. "I've been praying about who to give this money to," she wrote. "I was impressed that you needed these funds." Enclosed was a cheque for exactly $50,000. A reflection associated with this story comes from the Desire of Ages, page 371. "The means in our possession may not seem to be sufficient for the work, but if we will move forward in faith, believing in the all-sufficient power of God, abundant resources will open before us. If the work be of God, He Himself will provide the means for its accomplishment. He will reward honest, simple reliance upon Him. The little that is wisely and economically used in the service of the Lord of heaven will increase in the very act of imparting. In the hand of Christ, the small supply of food remained undiminished until the famished multitude was satisfied. If we go to the source of all strength with our hands of faith outstretched to receive, we shall be sustained in our work, even under the most forbidding circumstances, and shall be enabled to give to others the bread of life. $50,000 was written by Dwight Hall, founder and CEO of Remnant Publications in Coldwater, Michigan. Remnant produces Christian books and resources for spiritual growth and evangelism. You can visit remnantpublications.com for more information.
You've been listening to the book reading program by 3ABN Australia Radio, featuring Get Ready for a Miracle. For more information about this book, visit remnantpublications.com.